What is on the agenda today? Hello. Welcome. We are going to get it cracking. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. I certainly am having a wonderful day. Some really weird things happened today. And I decided once I just got home, and I was going to do a reading because a lot went down this afternoon. And I can't even begin to describe the synchronicities, okay, that happened today. So, get comfortable. And bear with me because I drank probably the most intense mimosa I've ever drank in my life. And my sister decided to drive, so I just smoked weed all day. So this reading is going to be like, I don't know, I never drink. I don't drink. I haven't drank for years. So like when I do the odd time, like one mimosa and I was like, oh, fuck. I'm a little drunk. Like, woo. One drink and I'm done. Are you kidding? So here we go. I don't know what's going on here in the ether. Wow, that was a lot of energy. We're not even done yet. I think there's a poltergeist here because my lip chap just moved. I'm over here. It's way over there. How did it? Okay. I don't know, man. You got to be really careful. You should never mix alcohol and channeling together. So it just fucking. Wow. Yes. I don't know. This was like the first card that I saw flipped. I was like, okay, yes on something. You've been cautioned to stop. Whoa. Okay. Okay, so this is really weird. I pulled the vampire card, but what's really weird about the vampire card is as soon as I pulled it, I started hearing If I Was Your Vampire by Marilyn Manson. Instead of killing time, we'll have each other until this. If I was your vampire. Oh, such a good song. Okay. I mean, technically, vampires would be a bad thing. Okay? And somebody is turned on by a vampire, they're coming straight towards you. Honestly, okay, so I can kind of see how this is going. Like, you know how sexy vampires are? Like, there's certain people who like stay young forever young, never really age. They just kind of take this presence on naturally. You could be being guided towards a natural vampire, which is somebody who will look young, possibly forever. Which I've never read the fucking vampire card like that before, ever. I always see it as something bad. And like, I can't say this is bad because I'm like, this is like, you're being guided straight towards this. I'm sorry if I'm shaking the camera. I actually don't even need this here, which is what is shaking the camera. But the thing is that I have to buy this thing tomorrow. I'm going to put this here. Then hopefully maybe it won't shake. There we go. No, it just stays there. Maybe I hope I'm not shaking anybody. Anyways. I've never read the card like this before. And If I Was Your Vampire, that song, it's like talking about how if they were each other's vampires and they would like drink blood until the sun came up, they could do whatever they wanted. Like magic. All night long. But it's like, are you going to fight this? This was really weird because this card was on the bottom of the deck and it just came up again. What doesn't kill you slowly eats you alive. So that's what Cancer is about. You know, Cancer, it lays in you dormant until it decides to activate, if it decides to activate. So somebody who maybe hated you doesn't hate you anymore. Somebody might have wanted to kill you. And you know that kind of love. You know that kind of connection where it's like, I could fucking kill you right now and I would feel good about it. But are you going to kill it? Or are you going to fight for it? Because it seems like something that someone's not doing, it's like something's eating them up, eating them alive or something like that. Like somebody could have a big secret or something and they want to spill it as to why they hated you for so long, because it's ended now. Clearly the battle is over. Okay, clearly the battle is over. Somebody lied, I don't know, about something, about magic. They could have done magic. That's kind of what I was feeling. Like maybe they did magic against you. So then you couldn't leave something. It's like exit in reverse. So you couldn't leave. You know, they're putting something. Ooh, Jesus. Putting you in a box. What the fuck? Gross. And then health and safety in reverse. And then we've got the bouncer card. There's my ex-boyfriend. He's dead. We speak of him in the past tense. He was a bouncer, and he would kick out anybody. So if that means that somebody in the collective needed somebody to get escorted out of the building and away from them, it worked. Because somebody could have been there in the dark, sucking you dry of something and always being brought to you, always being guided to you, that you were the one that would feed everybody. You know, you're the one that is going to give everybody your health and safety, right? It's like somebody was being used as a health and safety mechanism. And it's like, you know, those people, they just stay with people because they don't want to be alone. Or your parents kicking you out of the house because they fear, like they almost feel like more fear when you're around, like you're going to take their spouse or something. Look what was on. I totally forgot this card fell onto the plethora of cards, which is in front of me. And Fox Mulder, you know, when that motherfucker comes out, this is some sneaky business. Something's been covered up. There's a conspiracy like right in front of you as to why your health has not been well. And like, I think this has not been well for a while. Not just, I mean, cancer, when it starts to grow, it can metastasize quick or it can grow slowly, right? I think this was something very slow, or somebody making your magic go really slow. So like everything you try to do, everything you try to attempt, it's like you see everybody else going so much faster and you're like, you know, it's like you're in the turtle shell while everybody's going past you in jet skis. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, this is fucked up. Why is it always got to start good and then turn into something fucked? And look at Corpse just staring at me on the bottom of the deck, but in reverse. So it's like this person is like, whoever was fucking with you, whoever this reading is about, they're a dead man walking. And you know what? I saw P. Diddy today as we were driving around. I have dyslexia, which it's like a magical gift sometimes where it turns words and like signs and shit into other words. And I'd be like, what the fuck? I just saw the word blah 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 in that sign. And it's the weirdest gift in the world. But it only works if you really want it to work and you believe in it, right? Then you can see the most ridiculous words hidden in other words, and that's the universe trying to like tell you something. It's trying to fill in the blanks for you, because a lot of the way that magic works, you have to read between the lines. There's black, there's white, and then there's magic in between. And you have to float between the light and the dark to get the magic right, because there's elements of dark and elements of light that is used in all creation. Because there's times where we need darkness and there's times where we need light. Like I sat in the sun all day today, which is really fucking weird because I don't usually sit in the sun because I believe the sun is not really what it appears to be. But my body needed it today, so I sat in it, right? It's kind of something like that where it's like, dead man walking funeral. Like, I don't know if somebody is a corpse, okay, and they're bullying you. Okay, this is really weird. I don't know where this message just came from, but take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Okay, if it doesn't resonate, and also read between the lines and shit. Hello, Stitch Lava. Okay, so whoever you're dealing with, okay, whoever wants to drop the beef with you, okay, whenever they had beef with you, okay, they were a dead man walking. And that's this Cancer. Something ate a bully alive around you. Whoever has been bullying you, I don't know who's been bullying you, and the thing is that sometimes you don't know, and sometimes it's like so far behind the scenes that you don't know that people are talking about you. How would you? Hence people talking about you. Like, how would you know what people are saying, right? But look at this. Fucking Dana came out, and that's not good, because that means that there was a conspiracy and now there's actual facts. There's actual evidence now of something being done, okay? Which means you just went through something and the universe had to see you go through it because somebody was lying and saying that maybe you were the bully, or that you're the one that always wants to fight, or that you're the vampire and you're the one that the universe needs to be cautioning. So they put all these spotlights onto you, and then that's what puts you in a box. It's like they put you in spiritual jail or something like that over somebody's convictions of you. But inside, that's what's fucked up about it, is somebody lies, okay, and gets voodoo witchcraft done against you, and they lie to somebody and they tell them that you deserve this, and it turns out that you don't. Not only does that witch get castrated for what she did, but the person who set the witch to do something also gets in trouble as well. Okay? That's the brain behind the whole operation. Okay, so you've had this hater, and actually the word hater, the song Hater came on twice on the drive, once on the way down, once on the way back. This Hater by this artist called Locksmith. All of my haters, because haters will make you a better person. They will, if you have haters that are constantly scrapping against you, constantly causing friction in your life, it makes you like work harder. It's weird, because it's like they give you the strength to go like, bitch, you want to hate me? I'm going to make you hate me even worse. You think you hate me now? Give it a week. Okay? It's like that shit. Like, whoever this bully was, you're like, oh, okay, you want to start following me around and calling the cops on me and like fucking with the universe and doing all this shit? Hey, just remember, I know where you live too. Hey, just remember, I know what car you drive too. Hey, just remember social media and how dumb people are and how much they're willing to put on the line to try to make other people jealous or to try to sell a life that they know is not existent. Okay? This person who did this to you, look at this. This is fucked, okay? We got loser in reverse. So they didn't even try. That's what I see. They didn't even try. They just thought they were going to lose so bad that they didn't try to go for it. They just became a bully, okay? and something to do with sex. I don't fucking know why, but it's pretty gross, okay? With Warlock in reverse, which means, I mean, even if they did get you in bed, what they were planning on doing is stupid. They're an idiot. Like, this person is so dumb. You fuck with magic, you fuck with the energy of the world. And that's it. It can take a while to catch up with you. It can take 30, 40, 50 fucking years to catch up with you with some of the magic that people do out there, but I ain't it's gonna catch up eventually. Okay? And this person was told to leave you the fuck alone. You might have even told this person, bitch, you better back up. Fuck off. Drive the other way. Stop following me. You're gonna get hurt. Right? But they don't listen because most people, they think they know everything. And they think they know everything because they're entitled. And whoever made this person entitled, it was most likely their parents, right? Like, I was trying to figure out this one chick. I'm like, what makes her so entitled? And I honestly said to myself, I'm like, her parents obviously treated her kind of like special needs, right? They kind of treated her like she was dumb. And the way that they spoke to her, the way they treated her, you could just tell her that she's pretty and you could probably get her to rob a bank for you. Like, it's like, and then if she doesn't get the attention, she like cries wolf. She'll call the cops. She'll get anybody to come to her door and start telling stories about what she just experienced. And you're like, what does a person have to go through to act like that, right? To manipulate energy, to actually act like they're the ones that life is picking on when they know they're the bullies, right? Anybody following you around, anybody that can't get their fucking name out of their, like, your name out of their mouth, and all they're saying is that it's because they hate you, oh, they hate you, oh, they hate you, they're thinking about you 24/7, bitch, they're obsessed with you. They're thinking about you 24/7, try to call it hate, that's an obsession. You know what obsession leads to? Jealousy. You know what jealousy leads to? Suicide, murder, death. They can't have you, nobody can. Boom, you're done, you're toast. All because somebody was told to leave you alone, back the fuck up, okay? That this wasn't something that they could just take, that you had to work for it, you had to grow it, okay? And they were like, no, I'm just gonna take it. Why do I want to build my own health and safety when I can just take theirs? That's like you. Okay. So somebody doesn't know you, and this is the analogy. You live this horrible past of constantly being broken into, constantly being fucked with, constantly being manipulated, constantly being stolen from. So you go out and get yourself a fucking security guard. You go out and you get you're a security camera, a security guard, a fucking dog, anything, and they take it from you. And then I saw Sons of Anarchy when Jax buys the strippers a dog because somebody keeps breaking in. Who is that? Tom Arnold. Georgie keeps breaking in to the porn studio. So Jax gets them a dog. And that night, the dog is killed. Like, what do you fucking think a dog is going to do? That's in their mind, right? Where they got the dog thinking that finally something's there to help them. And then they took it away, just like that. They were told to stop. They were told to leave you alone, that there was something that you were guarding, that there's something that, just fucking get off my property, bitch. You don't gotta fucking be here. And instead, they just sat on your property staring at you. And then everything that man, this person's a stalker. That's kind of what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like this is stalker energy. Because now I'm getting this documentary in my head where this dad was determined to kidnap his son. So the grandmother and the mother, they said for weeks they could feel the father staring and watching them through and look at this little fucking beetle's trying to get in, like I'm gonna fucking fall for it, right? And they were like, I swear I could feel him in the backyard watching us. And then one day, the kid was taken. It's like sometimes you can feel people watching you. Like maybe this guy. Okay, does that look like a good guy to you? Not really, right? What the fuck? Knight of Swords. Like, Queen of Candles, watching the Queen of Candles. That's what I mean. Like, you're not looking at them, but they're looking at you. That's not a good thing, right? Watching you, right? Trying to get your ideas, I mean, the Queen of Candles would be the Queen of Wands. You know, magical as fuck. Just creating alchemy, and this person's like with their demonic energy looking at you going, wow, I can follow that pussy around. They're never even going to notice. People do notice when they're being followed. Like Knight of Presence, High Priestess. It's like you knew that this has been a long time coming. Like, this has been long to try to figure out who was stalking you. And I mean, a lot of stalking videos are coming up, okay? Especially because of the holidays. And it's only going to get worse as Christmas comes around, okay? With people following people around, stalking them, trying to get them to come back, trying to get them to change their mind about things. And it's like the High Priestess has to be on alert about people that are trying to give her things. Somebody might be trying, they might contact you and be like, I want to give you something. And the universe is like, I wouldn't do it. This is the person that's been following you around. I really wouldn't trust this. It's also like, what's this? What's just jumped in my hand here? The Fool and the Tower in reverse. Kind of weird to get. That just jumped up from the bottom of the deck. But that to me is like, there could be some false starts around you. Okay, like people may be trying to like skip some steps or jump to the finish line right away, and you're like, no, like, I'm not gonna just let this ruin everything. I'm gonna watch and see what you have to give. Because you've obviously been held back because of somebody's hate towards you. Plain and simple. Somebody hated you, they didn't like you, they said, fuck you, I'm putting you back because I hate you so much. And they were a sore loser. They were such a sore loser that they didn't even try. Okay? And now this person, because their magic is done, okay, their magic is in reverse now, which means they don't have the energy that they did before. So you got out of it, and now they might come back to try to set you up again. And they're like, you really have to use your discretion, because anybody can say like, hey, I want to meet up. I want to give you something. And you're like, give me something. You're automatically going to say yes, because they say they have something for you. But I would be really careful about that. Because it is kind of like, put it this way. There are false energies out there and there are positive energies out there. And if you're a positive energy and you're trying to find a positive path, there's a lot of negative energies that want that path, and they're going to try to get you away from it. They're going to try to derail you again, because they want to say that the universe hates you, that people hate you, but they don't. That's been killed and dead for a long time. Nobody hates you. So them carrying on this hate, you get to leave, because people can't just keep using the same situation from 10 years ago. They can't just be playing the same fucking old cassette about you, when people can really change. Okay, they can really change, especially if they get out of their hometowns, especially if they branch out. You have no idea how much people can change when the energy around them changes, okay? And they realize that they don't have to be like everybody else. There are different people out there, right? They don't deserve to have that same bullshit put on their life. Like, you know, when a minor makes an offense, when they turn 18, technically those files are locked because that person was a child. They didn't know what they were doing. Why do they deserve for that shit to follow them around? And now I'm getting Jelly Roll. So Jelly Roll, I watched this interview. He's a very kind-hearted person. When you hear him speak, you just kind of really want to listen. And he just stopped me dead, like scrolling. And he was talking about how when he was younger, he did a B&E with an automatic weapon. And he said he was 16 years old and he did not have parents. He did not have people around that cared about him. And he goes, I was that person. I could have been anybody. Oh, I think he was talking to Joe Rogan. And Joe was like, fuck, that could have been me. I'm getting goosebumps right now. And I said to myself, fuck, that could have been me. And he was trying to buy a house. He's like in his 30s now, 40s. He's trying to buy a house and it's in this small community. And they pulled up his records from when he was 16 because he was charged as an adult. And so he went to the big prison right away. That motherfucker, Jesus, what that guy would have seen at 16 in a correctional facility for men is fucked. But they tried him as an adult and it followed him up until his 40s. And I think he actually went to the court system, paid the money and got it expunged and said, I don't want anybody being able to lift these fucking files again because I was 16 years old and that could have been anybody. He just jumped in the back of a car with somebody to go do a break and entry. That's all it was. He didn't really know much more about it than that, right? And like, how would you know when you're with that stupid idiot, you know, at the worst time of your life and they go and they do something and you get charged? That shit follows you around forever. Do you think it deserves to? At the worst time of your life when you didn't have anybody else around and you were under the influence and you had some bad people around, but you didn't have anybody that cared about you? You're telling me that deserves to follow you around forever? Fuck that. Fuck that. No, it doesn't. Right? So that's why people, they always want to find new people. They want to get away from old energies that are following and harboring this energy of when they really didn't even know themselves. Right? Like people change, they can realize things about themselves and they can grow into a different person. And to have those old chains and old shackles follow you around by somebody's hatred because of something you did back in the day, fuck that. Tell them to grow some fucking balls and call you on the phone and say, hey, by the way, you know what you did 10 years ago? I'm still a little pissed. So that maybe you can get it out into the open. You know, like people are cowards. They run from their fear and then they sit there on their phone cursing that person that they don't have the balls to speak to. And it really fucking sucks because you have no idea what that shit can do to somebody's life that clearly didn't deserve it because of your hatred over some fucking stupid little argument or something stupid that happened that you don't want to face. So you go and you do some witchcraft or some fucking warlock shit because fucking men can do it too. It's not just women. It's not just women. And I'm sick of fucking people thinking that it's always just women because these men, these little warlocks in reverse that think that the world owes them something or that some woman owes them something, they go out and they fuck things up. Women, they fuck through shit with their phone. They don't go actually fucking out and do anything for the most part anyways. Sometimes I did, but that's when I was mad crazy. This person's mad crazy, which means they got to get off this fucking high before it just shoots them in the head. Because, like, you can't just, you hate something that much. You can't just look at it every day. Either get the fuck over it, learn to live with it, or stop staring at it. You know what I mean? Like, people are so dumb, and, like, what they do with this hate is fucked. Every time I see this word and how I spelled it, I look at this cross, like the cross on a church, and I think like the hatred that they spew out to people and what they do and how they hide behind their churches and they hide behind their religions to beat people, to abuse people, to talk down to people. And then people lose all their rights and their freedoms because they're following a fucking book that God knows who fucking wrote. Like, I just heard a round of applause in my head. So clearly that was like some channel that just needed to hit the airways. I don't really know why I do this shit, but I get a really good feeling after I do readings. So there's always somebody that wants to stop me from doing them. And then because I get that energy of like, do you really want to go live? Aren't you tired? Don't you want to sleep? And I'm like, okay, what's going on? Something's fishy. Why did you just tell me to take a nap? I don't take naps. I never nap. I don't nap. I don't even know what that word means. It usually gives me a headache. Are you sure you don't want to nap? Take some breaks? Like, bitch, I took a break all day. What are you talking about? Like, that's how I know something's fishy. Because when I get the word to go, something has been fishy. And then my sister and I were talking about this like documentary or something about the cops and shit. Oh yeah, she was talking about some fucking prison raid she was watching, and then the OPP friggin' prisoner transport passed us. I was like, that's some serious timing. Like, I think we high-fived, like, woo, that's some fucking timing for you if I've ever seen. Woo. Okay, we're going to do one more reading, and then that's it. And then I'm going to watch a movie, order pizza, call it a fucking day. Coffin. You know what I just heard? That old me's dead and gone, dead and gone. That's Justin Timberlake. Dead and gone. T-Pain or T.I.? T.I. Okay, what the fucking fuck? All right, let's see what this is about. Okay, we got healthy choices in reverse with lightning and boat. Okay, so somebody has been making some not so good choices, okay, and that's about to change. Like, sometimes it's hard to change your routine, your life. It's hard to cut things out. Like, we recently cut out lactose because it just, every time I drank milk, it would just hurt my stomach. And, you know, it's really hard to just not drink lactose anymore, right? It's like, it's hard to make healthy choices for yourself. And plus, did I eat meat today? Oh, yeah, I had some fish, which I do not eat fish, but I had some fish today at the fucking restaurant I went to. But I haven't eaten meat for like a month because every time I went to eat it, it just didn't, it's not what my body wanted. So I would have to adapt and eat what I was craving. And my body has been craving Greek salads, okay, like a motherfucker. And I know why. So I eat them to appease my stomach because like I could eat a Greek salad at like 9 a.m. Like, it's weird. I can't eat breakfast food right now. I can't eat fucking pork. I'll probably never eat pork again. I actually had a burger yesterday at work. I couldn't believe it. And then I recently had a chicken finger, which they're not even chicken. So like, obviously that upset my stomach, but I was okay. But it's like, it's not easy because I was like, what am I going to eat at work? Like, if I don't eat meat, what the fuck am I going to do? I can only eat so much pasta. I can only eat so much bread until I'm like, I have to eat something else. So then finally, that's when I ate the burger. And I only ate the burger because my boss was eating one. And I was like, God damn, that looks fucking good. So I got one. So I knew my body was craving it. But to eat what your body craves as opposed to what your mind wants. Like, remember, we all have parasites. And those parasites crave sugar. They crave, a lot of it is sugar. And they make you crave food a lot more than what you're used to because they're hungry. So if you smell food and you've got a lot of parasites, those parasites will smell that food. They know that you smelled that food and they'll force you to eat. It's really fucking weird. And I didn't really believe any of it until I started detoxing them out of my system. And then I realized, wow, I don't have any food cravings at all. I don't need to eat sugar. I don't smell food and automatically need to eat it, which means the purging, the detoxing is working. These parasites are dying. Okay. So healthy choices is something that somebody needs to start doing, and possibly an epiphany about it once you start to change something about your life. And now I just saw somebody walking more. Somebody might need to get outside more. And that changes them because we, a lot of the places that we live in, the general public, are living in very old houses, depending on where you live. Like my town that I live in, these houses are fucking hundreds of years old. Right? Do you know how much mold and how much shit is in the air with them? And if I stay inside for too long, I start to feel like shit, especially in the morning. I always feel like garbage in the morning is because of how much mold I'm breathing in. I don't physically see it, but I know it's in the house somewhere. Right. And it's my landlord's job to take care of it, but like he's going to do that. Right. So it's like, the more you get out, every time I feel like I get a stuffy head or something and I feel like I want to call in sick, I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to go out. I'm going to go outside. The second I go outside, it's like I feel better. It's like that layer is finally out of me and I'm in, fresh air again. Okay. So someone's like, now I'm getting Paradise by Coldplay. So it's like somebody's relationship is over. Okay, because they are in a toxic relationship. Like maybe that's as healthy choices. Like maybe somebody makes you do things. Okay, and I gotta say this because it needs to be said. If you have addictions out there, okay, that are stopping you from getting the healthy way, okay, it's really hard. I don't even know how to fully say it, but it's like somebody is in a toxic relationship and that toxic relationship is getting them addicted and it's getting their mind somewhere where it doesn't want to go. Okay. So it needs to end something. It needs to end a relationship with something. Okay, I don't know if it's food. I don't know if it's a person. I don't know if it's a place. I don't know if it's your car. I don't know if it's a lifestyle. I don't know what it is. But the relationship, and there's no second chances anymore. That's what the Grim Reaper says. Once it's gone, it has to be gone. No more looking back. Okay, because once you close that chapter, unconditional love comes in because you realize that whatever it is that's controlling you doesn't have control of you anymore, and you can do whatever you want with yourself. You've got full reign to your heart. You've got full reign to move forward. Okay. And then look at heart with a key. Getting together. What does it say? Open your heart. Getting together. Perfect. Welcoming love. Meeting the one. Okay. And then with coffin. Endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition. So, and I just heard like maybe it's a nutritionalist, like maybe somebody needs to start seeing a nutritionalist, like somebody that will teach them how to eat properly. Okay. And it's like, this is an epiphany. Once you figure it out, like once you decide, okay, I have to do this, I have to make a healthier choice for myself. I have to and that's the thing is like, what people do to try to get closure, they start drinking, they start self-indulging, they start doing these things. Okay. And that's why the universe is like, somebody is treading in very, very deep water. And you have to be careful with that because those healthy choices, if you don't get a handle of it, will take you out. Okay, that's what it's designed to do. So grow and transform your life. Did you see that card? And guess what card that is? The Runner. Get the fuck away from that. Runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to the ego. That's what I mean. Like you're listening to something that is not serving you properly, right? Because maybe there's a fear in there that you're actually going to love something, that you're actually going to like the change, right? Because people think, oh, change, whoa, it's so scary. But then other people are like, ooh, change, lovely, right? Because the world has to change. You have to evolve. You can't stay the way that you are forever. I mean, that's just evolution speaking in general, right? Heartbroken, deeply sad, separated, breakup, feeling lost, grief, mourning, in reverse. You're not even going to miss this if you tried. You think you're going to miss something and you're not. That's the thing. People think I'm going to miss drinking. I'm going to miss smoking. But once you don't, like I haven't smoked for, I don't know, maybe at least a year. And I always thought I would miss it. And I always thought, I always loved smoking when I was driving. And now I'm like, I don't I couldn't miss it if I fucking tried. Like, I hated smoking. I couldn't even believe that I smoked as long as I did. It was tormenting to me. It always gave me migraines. It always made me feel like shit. But yet I always did it, and I never followed what I was supposed to do. I never followed my heart until I went, I can't smoke anymore. It's doing absolutely nothing for me, and I don't fucking miss it. But I thought sure as fuck as I was going to. Like, I was like, what am I going to do with the time? Oh my God, the things I used to say to myself. And now I'm like, fuck, how did I even have time to smoke? Like, especially in this place. Like, my sister smokes out her window because who the fuck wants to go downstairs? Like, she have to go downstairs and walk outside if she couldn't smoke in the apartment. Like, and she doesn't actually smoke in the apartment. She sticks her head out the window. Sometimes I can smell it inside, but for the most part, no. And I'm like, thank God she can stick her head out the window because she's still in that phase where she wants to smoke, even though she goes to work and doesn't smoke, which means she doesn't smoke when she's stressed. So why does she smoke? Something she's got to figure herself out. And I know that one day she'll make the healthy choice to quit because it's nothing but death. It's death after death of just smoking death all the time. You know, it's not good for you. Oh my God, look at that. We got Clock with Love Call. Time to heal. Progress takes time. Someone expresses love, a message of love. So honestly, I kind of feel like if it's not an actual message, it's rhetorical, as once you make this healthy step for yourself. Like, I watch this chick, I work with this chick at work. She's like fucking 200 pounds. She laughed when she said her friend was seeing a dietitian. And I was thinking, like, I think you need to see one yourself there, Pudgy Wudgy. Fucking was a bear. Jesus, she's fucking huge. And she's laughing at her friend. And I'm like, how could you laugh at your even more obese friend? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, that is so sad. Like, everything about that woman's life is going to change. And you're laughing at her. Like, I ran, when I worked at Curves, I ran a dietitian group there, and there were a lot of big ladies that came in there. And when they didn't lose weight, oh my God, they ate everything on the page to a T and wouldn't lose weight. And I would just look at them like, I don't know what to say to you. Like, I don't know, like it broke their hearts because they were choosing to make the right decision, and it was still going to take so long to get to, but baby steps, because yeah, 1 week they wouldn't lose weight, but the next week they would come in and they'd be down like 7 pounds, especially the bigger ones. And I'd be like, see, like, you know, like, it takes some time to work. It doesn't just happen right away. Like, you know, and things take time to heal. You know, wounds take time to heal. People take time to heal, right? You could have, with this healthy choices, you could have, like, let's see what it says. Making healthy choices in love and in life. Self-love, self-care, being happier. So healing heart. So then you're not sad anymore. It's like somebody who's just sad in the life that they're living. They're not happy. And that's why I think somebody maybe drinks a lot because they're miserable, right? So drinking, and like, I can understand that. You work 50, 60 hours a week. You have nothing good going on in your life. Of course, the bar, the pub, the neighborhood spot is going to be the happiest spot in the world to somebody. Makes sense, right? When you don't have anything else going on in your life, then that's kind of where you got to go, you know? And that's maybe where it has to stop, where it's like you can't go through this bar relationship again. Possibly, like, you're healed, you're over that. You don't have to go back to the bar now. There are other things to, you know, maybe somebody thinks they're gonna, you know, like, what am I gonna do, like, if I'm not drinking? Like, you know, like, I don't know what to do with my time. And I'm not gonna lie, it's scary to hang out with yourself. It's scary to be alone and to not be fucking intoxicated and fucked up. But at the same time, that's what weed is for. And that's what arts and crafts is for. are. And arts and crafts really help you get the demon out from inside. And constantly, like, do you know how many times I go to the craft store? Like, I will let my heart go crazy on crafts if that's what I have to do, because it's so much good therapy and it makes you feel so good, and it takes your mind up and it gets you out of a negative space, right? Even if it's like decoupage or it's painting or it's, I mean, even like a paint by numbers, sewing, stitching, anything, right? It's all therapeutic. Ooh, look at this. Karmic relationship, fleeting, triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go. Somebody has to let some shit go, right? Let it go and move on. Like, trust me, there's so many other things to do with your fucking life. Like, have you ever heard of sex? Like, have you ever fucking heard of just not giving a shit? Like, have you ever heard of just doing whatever you want? Like, right? But sometimes when you're easily influenced by a corruptible force, then you're not going to get the healthier choices even brought to you. Right? Like, because you wouldn't even see them. You'd be like, fuck that. I got to go somewhere sober. And you know how many times, like, I would bring beer with me in shit places or something because I was so scared to, like, just be in public and, like, be around people. Like, I don't really like people. So I wanted to drink, you know, just to become a part of the crowd. And then I was like, well, why do I want to be a part of the crowd? Then I have to gain my confidence so I can be in the crowd again. Right. And then I realized I don't really want to be there, but if I got to go and eat, I got to go somewhere. Right. But then I've got that control to be like, yeah, I can leave you guys here. My meal's done. I'm going home. But temptation lurks in places and people don't know how to leave. They overstay their welcome. Right. And they don't go home when they're supposed to. So somebody is, learning from the past big time. Okay. And they're getting over this codependent abandonment. Somebody's got definitely codependent issues and abandonment issues. I don't know who abandoned you. I don't know how they abandoned you. I don't know what they did to you. Okay. But that's the past. You've got to move forward. Okay. People abandon you and it's awful. And I wish they wouldn't do it. But whatever reason they do it, that's just a part of your path. There's really nothing, like, resenting it and having it face you every day and being pissed off about it isn't going to make it go away. So you either learn to live with it or you go around it and you stop looking at it, right? So it's like learning from the past. Like, don't just drown your tears away or drown your fears or drown this shit. You're getting over that. Because they're just obstacles. Like, I mean, it takes confidence, but once you start kicking ass and taking names, you don't ever fall again. And when you do fall, you get up. And it's almost like the scar or the scuff that you get from falling down. You're like, nice. That's going to leave a nice scar. I'm proud of that, bitch, right? Because it's no longer about what you fucking look like, how pretty you are, how good your skin looks. Like, I'm fucking full of scars. And you know why I'm full of scars? Because I've been through a fucking battle. And I've been through a battle to get those scars. And I'm fucking proud of those scars. You want to look at those scars and scoff? Fuck you. Go fucking fix your nails. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a shit. I don't get those fucking nails on. I can't fucking have those nails on. Are you kidding me? How do you scratch your ass properly? How do you fucking suck a dick properly? How do you do anything properly with those fucking fangs on your goddamn hands? Like, honestly, I'm just like, somebody's maybe addicted to, like, cosmetics or looking like a vampire or an idiot. You know, you got to get over that shit. Like, beauty is on the inside. If you're still looking on the outside, you ain't learned your lesson yet. Like, because a lot of times, you know, especially the people that I dated, I feel like I saw them better once I dated them, you know, like I sometimes didn't see people until they were right in front of me. And then I'd be like, fuck, you're good looking. I never saw that before, right? Because you're actually seeing their inner self. Like, when someone's aura is booming and that person is in their skin and they are who they are and they're not trying to be somebody else, how they appear to other people who are fake is probably fucked. Like, it's probably like looking at a goddess or looking at a god going like, how the fuck did you figure it out? Well, it takes a lot of time and a lot of time by yourself and a lot of contemplation. You got to accept it, how you look. If you don't accept how you look, then how the fuck are you going to think someone else is going to accept how you look, right? Because it's all about confidence. It's all about how you work it, right? Work it, baby. I just heard that fucking, what was that, Pretty Woman? Work it, baby, work it. You got to know what you're fucking doing, and that's confidence, right? People can fucking smell that shit, and they know if you're full of shit. And if they know you're full of shit, they'll fucking eat off of you, and they'll make you try to fuck. Like, honestly, we were talking, we're pretty sure that we hired somebody who said they had a bunch of experience and they didn't. I'm like, bitch, just because you've seen a bunch of waitresses do this job, it does not fucking mean that you know what you're doing. And boy, did she ever sink. And we were like, yeah, that's no experience. Like, that's you watching the movie Waiting and thinking you know what you're doing. Like, you can't lie about this shit. We're gonna know, and we're gonna know fast, right? And people are so dumb. Like, it's almost like you're better off saying that you have no idea what you're doing. You're better off. And like, over the years, I've spoken to like experts about like certain things, and I've kind of been like, I don't really know everything about it. And the way they look at me is like, you don't know everything about this? Bro, that's why you're here. So I can come to a professional and talk to you. How else am I going to get this information? Google, go fuck yourself. Like I just can't believe how fucking easy people think that things are. And it's like, and then to be like, well, how am I going to live without it? What, the thing killing you? I don't know, because soon you're going to be dead, so then you're going to be living without anything, right? It's not hard to see your demise. If you really want to die, trust me, you can fucking die. And if you really want to jump over a cliff, there's not going to be too many people holding you back, so you better fucking watch your step, right? Like, people who teeter and tatter on things, trying to cry wolf or trying to get people to pay attention or trying to fucking copy people or trying to stay in a really unhealthy mindset, and by looking at everybody else and judging everybody else, it's like, that shit's going to come back and bite you in the ass. It always does. And like, negativity gets you nowhere. And I know it's hard being positive in this fucked up place. And I know that it's hard to not want to drink every day. And I know it's hard to not want to smoke. But the brighter side is that you feel better, which means this hellhole becomes a better place in its demise, in its sinking ship, right? Like, you can see a bigger picture if you want. And to take it away from yourself because you feel like you don't deserve it or you feel like you need the crutch, I don't know. Maybe you'll never learn. Maybe you'll be that person that dies at 50, right? Unforeseeable circumstances. And you're like, man, I should have listened to that psychic 10 years ago who told me to put the bottle down, but I never fucking did. That's a message straight from Lemmy, by the way. I don't know his goddamn last name. Everyone just calls him Lemmy. Lemmy. Anyways, lead singer from fucking Ace of Spades, you son of a bitch. I never listened to them. I'm not really a Lemmy fan. What the fuck? It's a heavy metal band. I can't think of it. It's on the tip of my tongue. And doctors told him to stop drinking. And he didn't. And he died. He died, luckily, like just at the end of tour, which was nice. He got his last tour and then he, kicked the bucket. He was a mess. You couldn't even understand. Oh, Motorhead. That's what it is. You couldn't even understand what he was saying. I was like, he's singing, right? I can't even hear a fucking, and like, I mean, Ace of Spades you could hear because he was pronouncing it. But Jesus, I couldn't understand a fucking word that guy was saying. So, you never know. People tell you to stop doing something. You keep doing it because you get cocky and you think you can do it because your uncle did it forever. Doesn't mean that you can. You are not your uncle, all right? You are different. And like, everybody in my family is alcoholics. Everybody. I can't believe it. They've even got their kids drinking. Ooh, last message. These cards wanted to play. CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, / the PMs, the painful memories that make somebody very anxious. These are the days of our lives. You know what I mean? Like, somebody's PTSD is bumping, all right? And let me tell you, you need some new energy up in this bitch, all right? Because you've got an infestation. Something is not right. You're not seeing something. There literally could be an infestation in your house, so you might want to look around. But something is creeping in. It's like this PTSD is sneaky, where it comes into your life, right? Because especially with new energy, I don't know if you have a problem with new energy, like it makes you like new things make you uncomfortable. Okay, we know this. New things make you uncomfortable. Okay, and that's where your PTSD is coming in, because I don't know if somebody used this could be like somebody using things all the time to like pamper you or baby you or get you to forget something. So when somebody gives you something new, it triggers something old in your memories to come forward and go like, oh, I don't want that. And you're like, it's a brand new sweater, but it doesn't look like any sweater that you have. So why do you want it? Right? That's PTSD. And that's complex PTSD, which means it's staring in front of you every day and you can't get rid of it. PTSD is one of those things that comes and goes. Complex post-traumatic stress is something that you live with all the time. It never goes away. It's so much so that it ends up defining who you are. And that's how it sneaks in, right? It disguises itself as something. It disguises itself as you. But anybody gives you a present, brand new sweater, unless your eye physically doesn't like it because it's ugly, then why would you get scared of that? It's not going to change you as a person. You're still who you are. Doesn't matter what you wear. Okay? If you want to walk around naked, I'm sure the world probably wouldn't mind that either. Okay? Okay. Through the looking glass, I can see dun, 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 a hopeless wanderer. Okay? You are wandering around hopeless because things that are new scare you. So you try, oh, look, I flipped it to on target. So obviously I'm on target with that with somebody. Okay? Things that are brand new. And it's like, it's only because you can't, it's something happened to you and you didn't see the future of something. And honestly, that's a lot of like being brought somewhere and somebody doing something to you, and they told you that they were going to take you to this brand new place and they were going to do something new with you, and then they fucked with you. They did something. I don't know what this person did to you. I don't know how they manipulated you, but they brought you somewhere new and it scared you forever. And it's so much so that you can't have new stuff. It's almost like somebody's mom has to buy them the new stuff, or somebody has to introduce the new stuff like really sneaky, like, are you going to notice it's a different color? I don't know. Okay. Right? Like, it's like somebody, maybe somebody, this all honestly usually is about somebody in the chat. So this could be from the last reading where that's why somebody drinks. Like, somebody could introduce things to you while you're drunk and then you accept them more easier because your vessel is open when you're drinking. And that's why maybe somebody doesn't know how to do that without drinking. And that's why the universe is like, smoke a little, get a little high. And I can guarantee you'll forget about alcohol altogether. You'll forget about drugs, forget alcohol, but you have to want to. You have to get those edibles in you. You have to feel good, because honestly, some of that shit, I feel like I can't even move, right? And that's got to be the hardest hit possible. And then once you get that with weed, you're like, why do I need anything else? And then you start battling your demons, because now there's nowhere to hide because you're high and now you don't care. So you're like, oh, now I get it. Now I'm high. I don't give a shit what happens, because when I'm drunk, I just, like, somebody's feelings really get like, woo, right? And it's because they don't know how to open up the door when they're not drunk. They're scared because obviously they were having fun while they were doing something, and then something happened. Like, maybe when they were having fun all the time, somebody's dad used to yell at them and they were like, they couldn't laugh anymore. They can't have fun because every time they do, this parent tells them that they're being too loud or too annoying. So everybody, you just shut up around them and you stopped having fun, right? So you only have fun. You only let your real freak fly when you're drinking, and your guard is down, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't always have to be like pedophile shit. and like recorders, and you were stuck in a closet for days. Like, it doesn't always have to be like that. It could just be something that somebody's parent just kept doing over and over and over again, and it just scarred you. Eventually, you just were like, all right, I'm just going to shut the fuck up and I'm just going to go hide. Because if I have to hear this fucking bastard say one more fucking thing to me, I'm going to smash his fucking face in. And actually, I was watching this show or documentary or something, and this kid's dad was drunk driving. They get into an accident, obviously, and then the kid was like, is my dad dead? The doctor's like, no, he's gonna live, blah blah blah. And he's like, I can't live there anymore. I can't be with him around, I can't watch my dad beat my mom anymore. I can't. He just snapped. And he snapped with all the doctors, which is usually how it happens. You all of a sudden get in a room full of people that you trust and you snap. And the truth comes out. The truth shall set you free, okay? So something was not returned. I don't know for sure. In this looking glass, something wasn't returned, okay? Like the love wasn't returned. The affection wasn't returned. Look at that, bad energy. Somebody around you had really bad energy. And now I'm thinking of my ex, whose father was just awful all the time. Like, never said anything nice. He was never productive. He was always alone. He always pushed people away. He was a prick. And it was like, I could see it starting to come out in him and my boyfriend at the time, and being like, I can see that man coming out of you if you don't stop this, if you don't stop acknowledging that this controlled you so much and get through it. Then, because he overcompensated with his mother, because his father was so nasty that he became more feminine. And then once he put his guard down, he was like the most brightest, beautiful spirit you ever see in the fucking room. But his dad was around and he would leave the room. He would leave the room because of that energy. And I knew what he was talking about. I didn't want to be around his dad. There's no fucking way you were leaving me in a room with his dad. I feed off energy too much. I can see energy too much. That his father was that kind of person where I was like, I didn't even want to fucking be in the house if he was anywhere around. Right? Fungus. Oof. Look at that. Fungus, literally rapid growth of their side and only their side. And that's what obviously this energy worked with. Like, when you're working with parents who don't know how to work with children or who don't want children, then everything is their side, and they never take their child's side ever. They're never going to. They don't want the child to begin with. Why are they going to take their side? Children need support. They need backup. They need people to help them. They need to stand. When you have a parent who doesn't want to do that job, they're going to pull away from you. And every time you ask them to help stand, they're going to go fuck you and walk away. And then that energy goes into you. Every time somebody asks you for help, you go, fuck you, get away from me, because it's disgusting to you, because they put this energy inside of you. And it grew fast. You grew to be kind of like them because they didn't return anything. They didn't return the love. Right? Now you got to realize that shit's teamwork. It takes a team to grow a family, not just one person. And letting one person's bad energy ruin everything shouldn't happen anymore either. Right? Like, fuck that. Message pending. Someone's got a message waiting. Okay? Check your messages. Why? What's this message about? Oh, it's a feminine message from a feminine energy. A message has either been pending and sitting there and unreturned. What do you want to say about this message? This is textbook, baby. Get comfy and cozy. Ha! Get comfy and cozy. This is textbook. Somebody needs protection. Okay? They need protection from this bad energy. Okay? Because this bad energy has criminal intent. Like, I don't know what this person did. I don't know if they hit you. That's what it could have been too. They could have hit you. They could have fucking smacked you around. And now I can see a kid getting hit. And like, this fucking dad is big. His hand is like fucking 5 times the size of a normal hand. And it's like that little smack. You'd have no idea what that would feel on a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old's face or something, like you think it's just little to you, but it like could have like knocked you unconscious, right? This has been a long journey with somebody. Okay, a long journey with somebody hurting you, and that's why it's complex, because it's not something that happened over this like little bit of time, or it's not something that happened once. It's something that continues to happen. It never goes away because this person never stopped, right? And if they're not going to stop, then the energy's not stopping around you, right? Scratching at the surface. Look at that. Something scratching at the surface, okay? No need to fuss. No need to fuss. This criminal's been caught, and you're blooming out of it. You're getting out of it. And that's why, you know, I've mentioned this movie a couple times now, but I can't stop thinking about this movie with Ben Affleck called The Way Back. He's an alcoholic, and he starts coaching this high school kids basketball team from the church. And at the very end, you know, it's always those fucking endings. And he was driving a kid home, and the kid was like, you know, asking him questions and stuff. And he was like, well, you know, I played basketball. This was Ben Affleck talking. I played basketball back in the day, and my dad didn't love me unless I was playing basketball. And when I didn't play basketball, he didn't love me anymore. So I stopped playing basketball. And like, he was supposed to go pro. He was supposed to, you know, he was supposed to be something, but his father only loved him when he was doing that thing. So he said, fuck it. He wasn't going to play basketball anymore. And the kid goes, all right, so you punished yourself. And when you hear that, it's one of those things where it's like, it takes a while to set in, because it should be kind of like a deer in headlights. Like, I just punished myself for 20 years because of this asshole. Yeah, you did. But did you do it consciously? No. Did you do it subconsciously? Fuck yeah. But now at least you're conscious to it because you looked at it. You looked through the mirror. Or you made me look through the mirror. One or the other. You looked through the mirror because look what's popping out. Someone has your back. And look at what's behind it. The good old evil eye. Right there. If I give the finger, I've got justice and the evil eye. I decide what they get. If I think that whatever it is that they did to me, they deserve justice, guess what? That's the middle finger that they get. If I feel like they deserve to get what's coming to them, which could be either good or bad, I flip them this one. What else is the middle finger good for? You know what I mean? Everybody gives the middle finger. It means absolutely nothing. Make it fucking mean something. Right? Make it fucking mean something. Maybe you need to tell your dad off. Maybe you need to fucking check your mom. Maybe you need to do something. There's somebody that seems to be stopping you from doing something, and it's all because of this. Again, just popped up in my hand, fungus. Something that grew inside of you really rapidly for a long time. You know how hard it is to get rid of energy that grows that fast? Every time you kill the spores, there's millions more created while you're trying to kill the last bunch, right? It's like cockroaches. You'll never find the end of it. Just when you think you killed a nest, 1,700 more are delivered to your front door. I don't know how, but it happens. So, anyways, wow, over an hour. Fucking A. So, anyways, cheers. Happy Thanksgiving. Who gives a fuck? But, you know, whatever. And I hope it resonated. And if it doesn't, don't take it. Because it can fuck with you. And I don't like that. I don't like fucking with people. That's not the intention of this channel, to mess with anybody's intention or feelings or heart. Know that, okay? I just give the message. I just say whatever the fuck they want me to say. I don't fucking know how it works. I just do it. So, whatever. That's why I say if it resonates, it does. Personal readings, whitneymoonshine@gmail.com. And yeah, thanks for liking the video. And I hope it resonates and hope it makes sense. And I will see you on the flip side. Peace out. Word to your mothers. Aye.